2 1 2 1 2. Yo, Big Christy. 1 2 1 2. King Christy in here. Yo.
But we got Waju, Jasim, SW, Divine Truth, Powerborn. Nah, I didn't see your message, Powerborn, before it signed me off. Fly Phrase, Motherland Garden, Cypher King, Universal 7, D Christian, Wise Son. Yeah, I don't know. What was the science with that message? What was the message, All Powerborn? Are we on a lag today? What's going on? Musadik, what's going on? So yeah, while you getting that comment together, All Powerborn, we start getting into this topic of recognizing Yakub. Anybody got any ideas on that? How do you recognize Yakub in your midst? Yourself, what's going on? See, it's easy to recognize Yakub in the lessons because it says Yakub. But when you're moving through everyday life, how do you recognize who's Yakub? SW, what's going on? SW said delusion of grandeur, bad ego. D. Christian said his ways and actions are unlike the righteous. He lies, steals, kills, deceives, is fake, etc. Strange devilishment. See, a lot of these is how you recognize the devil once the devil is made, though. D. Christian. SW, the last, gossiping and all of that. That's once the devil is made. Joseph said Yakub is anybody deliberately leading the 85 astray. The confusion started, can't keep it real with himself. See, here's the thing about a lot of people that you will run into in your everyday life, right? That's, they the Yakub personality. They playing the Yakub role, you know what I'm saying, in this cycle right here. Whatever cipher that you in. Knowledge born, peace. See, a lot of times, a a modern day Yakub, he don't know what he doing. Not to the fullest extent. He may understand, on the surface level, what it is that he's trying to, use these powers to achieve. But he don't understand to the fullest degree what he's doing a lot of times. Knowledge a lot. See, one way how you know how Yakub, when you're dealing with Yakub, universal, what's going on? See, when everybody else is wrong, when everybody else is in the wrong, right? This person got all the answers. Everyone else falls short except them. $793. That's how she look. That what a lot of people just look at it physically, literally. But when they say the big head scientists, you think you know everything. This is the person that, listen, the answer is not in you. The answer is in them. Calm Islamly. That's the person that comes in your midst. You know what I'm saying? And they their method of elevating themselves is by downgrading everyone else. See, that's what Yakub is doing. When you deal with the signs from the wisdom degree to the wisdom God degree, right? He's telling the people, listen, all your problems is because of the 70%. L. Lowry, what's going on? What happened to the other one of the L brothers? Semi Samuel. We ain't see him in a minute. Smell Goods came in. Cypher King said Yakubs is those who claim they are alike, but pushing an agenda of dissatisfaction amongst their own and constantly tries to separate us instead of uniting us as one mind. Shit, I was just saying. Majestic God a lot. That's what Yakub is doing from the 22nd degree to the 27th degree, is he's telling them that the 70% is the cause of all your problems. And if you follow me, right? You listen to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to transform all this thing right here. and you're going to be on top. But see, in order to do that, a lot of times, right, what they got to do, you got to constantly be pulling down whoever it is that you're talking about. You got to pull them down in order to elevate yourself. So they always, because listen, man, some of these people, look, let me ask y'all a question. How many people we got in here? We got almost 40 people. Let me ask y'all a question. When's the last time you heard somebody white say something bad about the 5%? Lord Hashim, peace to the God, District 120 Music. Lord Hashim said, throw the rock and hide your hand, all on the business. When's the last time you heard the devil say something bad about the 5%? Yeah, Universal, you gotta think hard about that one, don't you? See, because like somebody said, earlier, you know what I'm saying? Yakub is one who bring about separation. So when a person come down, or when a person, they start speaking and they got to pull everybody else down by, they got to come out with all this negativity about whoever it is that they talking about. We the people that do this. All the mysteries in the universe, this person has all the answers. See, that's how you know, man, certain times, like I always say, it's easier to combat Christianity than it is just to teach this culture. And see, when you go and you build with a Christian, you already have an idea of which misconceptions that they got. But see, when you're dealing with, a baby who, they don't have no misconceptions, when they ask you a question, that's sincerely because they just want to know. Their questions is difficult because their picture is clear. Lord Hashim said that's because the dissatisfied would be present even if the white man wasn't here. We must deal with the dissatisfaction, conflict resolution. Cypher King said, yes, they be in your ear talking dissatisfaction to get you to join their determined idea and separate from us who agree. Majestic said Yakub is seeing his followers' talk and actions, such as separation being the limitation, destroying the black, brown, and yellow that want to unite. Yeah, that's what happens. And that's just within, that's within each group. Just imagine, we talk about the original man as a whole, or we talk about, the planet Earth, the population, the whole population of the planet Earth as a whole. Each one of them got to get rid of the Yakub amongst themselves before they can come together and build. Calm Islam, he said, what was the motivation for dissatisfaction prior to the devil? Doubt. See, once, it's actually hand in hand. Because see, once you separate everything what's going on inside you, right, from everything that's going on all around you, that's dissatisfaction. Once the answers that exist within yourself, right, it's not enough for you, then you're dealing, that's dissatisfaction. You start to look outside of yourself, you know what I'm saying? And like Lord Hashim was saying, you end up with problems with conflict resolution because of the frustration that you're never going to find peace outside yourself. You got to find it inside yourself. The boss said he said the doubt in people's minds that he will make them into a new and better people, planting seeds of discontent. Cypher King said that's why Allah see the cipher born. You see, that's the science right there, Cypher King. Not everybody knows about that. Why Allah see the cipher born. Why Allah see you be. What is this side rally I see developing over here? What is this about? K Black C Supreme. But that was kind of a rant. That I went on right there. You know what I'm saying? Because, sometimes I notice, Greg Wright, what's going on? Sometimes I notice that, if you want to hear something bad about the 5%. Just go to the 5%. See, because, to me, a certain level of that, you know what I'm saying? First of all, why come on the internet when you know who you're talking about? Why not tell it to them? Second of all, like I said, when you pulling other people down, right, to make yourself look good, right, and these are people that you affiliated with, then what is that? What is that saying? Like, if they not right and exact, in whatever way, and you amongst them, what is that saying about you? See, sometimes, we forget that we teachers. Like, it's all exciting, you know what I mean? We talk about the hot seat and all that type of stuff, but we teachers. When you strip out all the other thing of what is the 5%, the 5% is a teacher. So, sometimes we got to consider, like, one of the first things somebody said when I said, how you know the Yakub, they said, by looking at his, or a person with a big ego. There's nothing wrong with ego in general. But, once you become so desperate for it that, you not, you in reality, you dissatisfied with what you made and owned, or what you didn't make and don't own, and what you see other people have made and owned. Like I said, when you look at, the signs of Yakub, that's what he's telling people. That you dissatisfied, you don't have all these things because the 70%, they the reasons for that. So like I said, with the ego thing, you know what I'm saying, when we building, we gotta, sometimes check ourselves to see, are we, teaching, or are we grandstanding? Because see, a lot of times the grandstanding, it goes on, on people, these aren't the people that's doing what you're talking about. They're just people that you could get your rent off on. Divine understanding, peace. But I saw somebody say, something about sitting at the kids' table. But we could bring it down, because I actually, wanted to bring it down today. We don't get into that everyday thing like that. You know what I'm saying? To me, be the supreme math, that's a face-to-face thing for me. But let's look at today's supreme mathematics. Edwin Del Valle, peace. Wisdom born, or being born in knowledge, or being born in wisdom. Anyone? How y'all see that? Greg Wright, where you from? Jasim said wise words and actions bringing a mental birth of self. That's peace. God Cipher Divine in New Orleans. That's peace. Shout out to New Orleans. Anyone else want to add on? Greg Wright said he was brought up in the knowledge of self on FAMU campus. It's that Florida A&M University under Supreme Law from Tampa. Shout out to Tampa and FAMU and Supreme Allah. Cypher King said wisdom born. I don't teach or being born too because the mathematics is already born alive in itself. Knowledge born said make sure you know what you know before you speak. Cause my word is life. I could be going over weak or twisted knowledge. A foundation is to be built on, not just stood on. Shaheed Davis. Divine Truth said wisdom is knowledge made manifest and born through one's ways and actions. Yeah. See, when a wise person, right, makes something born, they put their knowledge into activation. You understand what I'm saying? When your wisdom is born, right, it brings about understanding. What comes after wisdom born? Understanding that is cipher. When you put your knowledge into activation and wisdom is born, right, it's the best part of that idea that first existed in the kingdom of your mentality. So you had an idea in the kingdom of your mind, right? And you made that wisdom born. See, Cypher King, what you dealing with is living mathematics versus the science of mathematical principle. See, we that's a topic that we've gotten into, but it's good. That's why I said let's deal with the science of mathematics today. It might be some people that don't realize these things. Sincere born Asiatic. Does anybody in there have any questions about mathematical principle, right? And living mathematics? Son of Solomon said Yakub was a great man. His example in building a devil, if applied partially in building God, would create discipline in itself. Yakub took his followers' life before his word shall fail. Have you not heard that your word shall be born? SW said concept versus application. Joseph said what's being done, what will get done, and what won't get done. Master ourself Allah. Anybody, we got 48 high mathematical scholars in here tonight. Everybody knows all about mathematical principle and living mathematics today. Premier Partner Networks. Peace. Where you from, Premier Partner Networks? Gotta get a lot of new people in here today, man. See, clicking that like button, I think that's working out. All right, so Divine Truth said what's the principle of mathematics? Wise San Shahid Davis. All right, see, mathematical principle, right, is, each individual element of supreme mathematics. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you deal with any type of code that you're dealing with, even if it's the alphabet, right? Each letter is one principle. But you got to put those principles together in a particular way to make that language mean something, to make that language walk and talk, right? You got to use those letters in a particular sequences to make words. And you got to put those words together in sequences to make sentence. You understand what I mean? And if you, once you get to the stage of living mathematics, right? You can't just go back to the principle. Even though the principles is what the living mathematics consists of, meaning every number that you can conceive of, right? It contains 1 to 9 and 0. So see, when you're dealing with the mathematical principle, right? When you're dealing with the mathematical principle, you go from knowledge to born, right? And then cipher. But in reality, right? In life, right? Living mathematics. You know what I'm saying? The actual, when you got to turn this into an activity. That's what you got to remember. Living, that's not just talking now. We're talking about activities. See, in activities, you can't go from 9 to 0. Not and say you elevating. You got to go from 9, right, to knowledge at a cipher. So by the same token, today's mathematics is wisdom born or being born in knowledge. See, 11 can't come after 28. See, after 28 is 29. After 29 is 30. See, that's how you get a little bit caught up, right? When you get too caught up in that numerology, right? Nigel Byrne, peace. When you get too caught up in that numerology and you start, knowledge borns equality. Now, don't get me wrong. I know all the signs myself. But see, what knowledge brings about is wisdom. Like that's what we teach, right? That being wise comes from doing the knowledge. And from that borns understanding. So you got to be aware of what living mathematics is and what the principle of mathematics is. She's just like, when we say, we dealt with that before too. Equality mean to be equal. 29 is not exactly equal to 2. But see what it is, right? The reason I deal with it is because you can still look into that principle, right? And it still has meaning. There's still things you can learn and apply to the day's mathematics, right? When you deal with knowledge as well. And when you deal with wisdom. Shaheed Davis said, I would have, but thanks to you, I won't make that mistake. You would have what? Senator Solomon said, would you say that one's accumulated facts is his or her mathematics? I mean, that's your knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, just because you accumulated them, mathematics is wisdom, understanding, culture. See, a lot of people, listen, culture is extremely important. People keep, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Nah, man, how you living it out? No, Shaheed Davis. Look, that's how I say it. Wisdom born, or being born in knowledge, or being born in wisdom. But I know what I'm dealing with. See, that's the main thing. You gotta know how to show and prove. See, we always supposed to add, right, in order to gain meaning. We add and multiply. We don't subtract and divide. But accumulated facts, just because they accumulated facts, that don't mean they can speak on it. Accumulated them where? in they in the bookmarks of their Wikipedia. You know, that's what I'm saying. Accumulated them. You know, you just accumulated them. What you did with them. Smell Good said, in making good decisions, the results let me know I knew what I was doing in the first place. Good rewards come too. Knowledge Born said, when you apply knowledge to the principle, it takes you to the next level of understanding. Scientific law, divine understanding of Allah said, wisdom is right discernment. SW said, I was saying knowledge is the core principle, making you know, known, applied in real time is the wisdom, which would indeed born understanding. The bar said that saying through the analysis of supreme mathematics, we see it apply, play out to born things in life, which is mathematics. Yeah, you know, that's the main thing. You know what I'm saying? Is that, you know, there's a lot of, you know, we scientists, right? So, you know, we was discussing that the other day. You know, what's the meaning of a scientific theory? You know, we can speak all types of theoretical mathematics. We can speak all types of theoretical mathematics, but at some point, somebody's got to live them out. See, like, say, the movie, what was that movie that they came out with Wakanda in it? The Black Panther. They can have all these ideas, you know. That could be, you know, history that's written right there. But somebody's got to live it out. Majestic said, your wisdom, be it words or actions, must be born for your word to be life. Life is a continuation of your existence or being born in knowledge. Wisdom born is about teaching others. Smell Good said, it's a good and not so good time to say a lot of stuff. The choice is when to or not to make mistakes. In old head where I'm at, yeah, just don't tell everybody what's in your pockets, house, where you live. Yeah. And cash your jewels amongst the swine. Which is kind of crazy because I'm talking on the internet, but free to be me. All in the business so you can have all the knowledge, however you don't express it through words and actions, it won't be known. You can have all the gold, you can't take it with you. Yeah, I mean, you will take it with you. But you trying to preserve that for yourself, like you said, that, you know, you won't, your word won't be life. You can take it with you, but then that'll be it for you. Wait, what he said? According to the people that pulled me over, telling him that I knew I was going too fast goes a long way with him. The cops say he gave you a lower value ticket, huh? Yeah, you gotta apply it. See, if you never really apply the sign, like do not. I'm gonna tell you a good example of where that happens all the time. People in jail. See, people in jail, they sit there and write all kinds of history, right? Of what they're gonna do when they get out. They make all types of predictions. You understand what I'm saying? You know, but like Mike Tyson said, you know, everybody got a plan till they get hit. That's the thing about living it out. See, when you want to know, you know, like when you hear the people, talking about, you know, the parliament was packed like this and packed like that. Yeah, I recall those days. You can't speak for everybody. Different things happen. You know, brothers move to other locations. You know, some of the brothers out there, you know, y'all got the knowledge, you know, because brothers that used to be packing up the rally moved out to wherever you at and started teaching. But what happened to a lot of those people is that when it came time to live it out, that was the real science. See, when they was just talking, like I said, from 22 to 27, when Yakub was just talking, yeah, he's just talking. But now we get to the island, now the penalty is death. Now the penalty is death for not listening. Shaheed said, how do you see Allah's principle Zig? I see it as your personal destination. Add on with that. Would you mean you see it as your personal destination? The route you take. I mean, I can see what you're saying. What degrees you on, Shaheed Davis? Are you on lag or something? What degrees you on, Shaheed Davis? D Christian, man. You about to start a whole side rally, man, D Christian. Shahid said, I got a solid cap on the large math and alphabet. All right, so you on that alphabet right now. Knowledge Born said, I see the zag is the route. The zig is the foundation. Joseph said, zigzag, zig. The road to heaven is long and narrow. Wisdom, equality, have balance, proper direction. Yeah, Shahid, where you said you from? Who's giving you the knowledge? You was taught a long time ago and remembered. All right, so where was you taught a long time ago? Now see, this is a good, for the scientists in there, we went up in the 140. We've been down to the mathematics, right? Did they receive more gold? How you see that? Yeah, who taught you a long time ago, Shahid? Free to be me, say can't live it out if you're surrounded by destroyed powers who become devils, bloodsuckers of the poor. AZ Allah from Nazareth? Where's Nazareth? Oh, Newark. So AZ from Newark. What year was this? Yeah, New Kingdom, I heard that. Yeah, I know that AZ too, Lord Hashim. On 1997. And where you rest at now, you said? Nah, it's DV. I don't recall Nazareth. I recall New Kingdom. But you're right though, they change these things all the time. Or you out there right now. All right, so yeah, you there's brothers in Newark. 793rd 793rd's from Newark. Divine Truth had a question in reference to Musa and the Ring of Fire. Was this to be taken literally, or was the Ring of Fire symbolic and referencing to something else that prevented or stopped the devils from entering? Yeah, it's definitely brothers in Newark. Yeah, but Divine Truth, that's one of those things, right? That it's not either or. You know what I'm saying? For every, mathematics is non-manifestations. So that means for every one of those non-manifestations is non-manifestations. And every one for those non-manifestations is non-manifestations. You understand what I mean? So those is different levels that you can understand. Like I said, you could understand it from the scriptural level of what it meant at that time. You know what I'm saying? You could also, understand it just to mean a science of civilization. Say cool up. Peace. Where you from? Say cool. Say cool is new, right? It's the first time we seen say cool. You understand what I mean? Just from a matter of civilization itself. That, animals, they don't have the science of fire. Springfield, Illinois. Got Illinois in the shout out to Springfield, Illinois. Peace, black man. And we also know that, when you're dealing with fire, you know what I'm saying? You're dealing with knowledge. So as you, moving through whichever atmospheres, you know what I'm saying, what keeps the devil away from you? That's what forms the ring of fire around you. Are there brothers in Tampa? There's you gotta speak to Infinite Mind. Infinite Mind is down there in Florida. I don't know about Tampa. I think he's around Orlando though. But he's up in like the central section. New Jeru? You mean New Jerusalem? Yeah, that's what we used to call Jersey when I first got the knowledge, was New Jerusalem. And even that, you didn't hear now why nobody in New York was saying that. When I first, brothers from other places started telling me that I was from Now Why. Like brothers would be like, yo, and Now Why, this, that. And I'd be like, yeah, where's Now Why? Joseph said, ever notice how sometimes the wisest man is the quietest? Very often. Yeah, Infinite Mind is he's on, I think he's at Infinite Mind on Instagram too. So if you got Instagram, check him out at Infinite Mind. But nobody didn't get back to me about how they see, did they receive more gold? Shahid said, I was taught to see it as geographical significance, the renaming of cities and towns. Geographical significance? What do you mean geographical significance? Nah, I really didn't know. I didn't know, what we didn't speak like that. Calm Islami said, did they receive more gold equals did they ultimately become satisfied as promised? I mean, you know that it's a little bit different in the people you're talking about, right? Anybody else? See, when we look at the mathematics of that, right? Did they receive more gold? Right? Now, that's my thing. Is that, we got the scripture of, the historical sense. We can speak on that. That's a whole video that we could do right there in and of itself. See, like the bar is saying, did the exchange become tangible? And we know the understanding to that, right? Shahid said, I see the goal as the understanding in your mind which brings you satisfaction. All right, Shahid. What degrees did you know before you stopped studying for whatever reason? Well, as you said, no more gold, no such thing. Mystery disappeared. Son of Solomon said they didn't receive more gold. Now, listen to what I'm saying, though. That did they receive more gold? When you look at wisdom born, right? Wisdom is application, right? And born is to make complete. So if you started from the application, then to make complete means to come back to, did you get what you applied yourself to? See, if you apply yourself, you know what I'm saying, in your knowledge correctly, right, into the correct things, what is it going to born? The best part, the poor part, or the worst part? So a lot of times, I'm just saying in life what you're dealing with. Did you receive more gold? Malik Lowe, what's going on? A lot of times, when you deal with did you receive more gold, the question is, how did you apply yourself? What did you apply? You know what I'm saying? Did you use wisdom, which came from knowledge? Or did you allow a trader to make it into orientation?